In the last video, I went over with you the basics of comparative market analysis, CMA. And in today's video, I wanted to go over comparable sales and what they are. Now, if you haven't watched the first one yet, make sure to check it out and I'll leave a link for you below. So let's get started with today's examining comparable sales. Comparable sales are those that most closely resemble your home. You know, it is difficult to compare, for example, a split level home to a single story home. Select the homes from the list that are mostly identical to your home in terms of size, in terms of shape, in terms of condition, and look for things like similar square footage as the first one. You know, appraisers compare homes based on square feet. The variance among a group of median price homes ideally should not exceed more than 200 to about 400 square feet plus or minus. The other thing you want to look for is age of construction. You know, ideally the age of the home is the same, but it could be within a few years of other comparable sold homes. If you're looking at your division, you know, a lot of times you'll see what's common is the homes that are located next door to each other. One, you know, could be built in the 1950s, for example, and it has more charm and more appeal to it. And maybe some new homes are starting to build down the street. You're not going to demand more money for your home than what some of the newer homes are being built for. So you need to keep some of these things in mind. Appraisers will actually deduct value for your home if other homes have upgrades and yours does not. A home that backs onto green space, you know, is going to have a different value than a home that doesn't. A completely remodeled home is worth more than a fixer-upper. Homes with one bath are going to be worth less than homes with two or more baths. Deferred maintenance, for example, will count against you. The other thing to consider is location. You know, everybody knows that real estate is valued on location, location, location. But have you considered what that means? You know, a home that has a city view, for example, is worth more than a home located or facing a cement wall, or, you know, backyard to your neighbor's home. Homes located on busy roads are worth considerably less than homes on quiet streets. If you're buying a home on a busy road, you need to make sure you're getting it at a discount, because when it comes time to sell it, you're going to have to sell it at a discount. So you need to compare your home to those in similar locations. If your home sits across from streets that have power plants, for example, look for other homes with, you know, with exposure that have power plants. Or if it's on a busy streets, look at other homes that are on a busy streets too, so you can compare apples to apples. Now let's run through the basic steps of a real estate CMA and what you have to do when you're looking at homes and features and characteristics. You're going to locate 3 excellent comparable properties, and you're going to record the details and sold prices. You're also going to start making adjustments to sold prices for differences with your property. Like, for example, the number of bedrooms, the number of bathrooms, the lot size, and so on. You know, whether some areas have been upgraded or they haven't. Market value of your property calculated from adjusted sold comparable prices. Now, while it isn't rocket science, a trustworthy CMA requires that you select comparable properties carefully. They should be as close by as possible, ideally in the same community, ideally in the same street. They should be current sales, best within the previous few weeks. They need to have features and characteristics as close to those of your property as possible. Now, doing all of this well is normally going to result in a CMA that you can rely on. Now, there are a lot of CMA templates out there that you can download, and several examples of actual CMAs from different brokerages around the country. Here's some advice. Head on over to planwithmike.ca, schedule a call with me, and I'll be happy to send you a CMA for your home at no charge. Also, you should do a CMA on currently listed properties. You know, this is meant to be a quick and reasonable, accurate CMA calculation, and you're advised to do a second one even using currently listed properties and their list prices. This way you can see if the market has changed and prices are higher or lower, and make a judgment as to how to adjust your property market value. Now, I'll put together for you a quick checklist that you can follow to price your home. Just send me a message or send me a direct message or leave a comment below, and I'll send a copy your way. Now, here's the bottom line. Properly done CMA is key at arriving at the proper price for your home. It just takes a bit of research and some knowledge. And if you're looking for someone that can help you with that, I have some good news. You see, I've set aside some time to personally look at everything that you have, everything that you've got, what you need to achieve going forward, what are your goals, what are the end result that you're looking towards, and I will help you come up with a strategic plan of action. This is genuinely a free offer and there is no strings attached. In fact, it's even better than you realize. Not only am I going to design an entire marketing plan for you and give it to you, I'm going to create a detailed blueprint of exactly how it works and give you that as well. Now, if that sounds interesting to you, I need you to head on over to planwithmike.ca. On there, click on the Get Started button, select a time that works for you, and you'll be all set. I look forward to hear from you, and I'll chat with you soon.